Yo, Ma!
A lot of cats in the house. Welcome back to the AC Unit podcast.
Yes,
we
sir,
back.
we're back.
We back.
We're
And today
back.
we are going to be going track by track through Saba's Few Good Things, which released on February 4th. So before we get into Saba's Few Good Things track by track, me and Aaron are going to kind of give you guys a feel of our artists and the albums that we like. So we're going to give you a top 5 list for artists and top 5 lists, I believe, for albums.
But yeah, I mean, we just want to get a little more personal and just kind of let you guys in our music taste and what we listen to on the daily. So, yeah, if I had to start with my top 5 favorite artists, I originally had like a hip-hop oriented list, but I had 2 more artists that are a branch of hip-hop, so it's not really that diverse. But I'd have to go in no specific order: Kendrick Lamar, Earl Sweatshirt, J. Cole, Frank Ocean, and The Weeknd. So yeah, those are definitely my top 5 favorite artists. What about you, Cory?
It's a solid list. My top 5, in no particular order, but kind of in order. NF, Justin Bieber, Lainey, Chris Brown, and J. Cole. So that's kind of a odd group, but I mean,
Yeah,
it's definitely
more
mixed
diverse,
variety,
yeah.
diverse for sure. But those are 5 artists that I bump probably every day. Chris Brown's kind of fell out of my rotation recently, but he's definitely still one of my favorites of all time. And I'm sure now that I mentioned it, I'm going to go back and listen to him pretty soon. But
Now, before we move on to the albums, what's like a guilty pleasure? Like, what's one of your favorite artists that's a guilty pleasure? I can start with mine while you think of one. Mine's Ed Sheeran. As much as he gets clowned on, I love Ed Sheeran. I just have a thing for him in my heart, man. I love a lot of his songs, a lot of good memories to his songs, and he's just someone I listen to that usually gets clowned upon, but I do like his music occasionally.
I was going to say Justin Bieber's probably,
Really?
I mean, not a lot of people think a lot of guys my age would love Justin Bieber, but I do.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a guilty pleasure by any means. Like, I don't care like if
I can see it, yeah.
what people think about what I listen to. I mean,
Exactly.
Justin Bieber's arguably the goat of pop,
Yeah.
of my generation. I mean, yeah, Bruno Mars maybe.
I don't think he's guilty pleasure. Ever since Silk Sonic came out, everyone's been bumping that
before
shit.
that,
You got a point.
I don't know. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't know. I'd have to think on that a little more. I definitely will sleep on that, but
Yeah, definitely.
so yeah, top 5 albums. I believe you have 5. I have 5. I'll kind of go first.
Alrighty.
The first one I have here, in no particular order, is Bryson Tiller's Trap Soul, one of my favorite R&B albums ever.
Still an album I need to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get on that for sure.
Definitely.
That start to finish is an amazing album. My second album is 2014 Forest Hills Drive by J. Cole.
One of the best rap albums of all time, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
definitely on the Mount Rushmore, in my opinion,
Yes.
for albums in that rap category. The third one is Justice by Justin Bieber. That actually dropped recently, but that's an album I've literally listened to every day since it dropped. That's such an amazing album. And then my last 2 are both by NF. His most recent album, The Search, and his third studio album before The Search, Perception. Those are probably, if I had to pick 1A and 1B off of this, those would be the albums I'd pick. These are probably 2 of my favorite albums of all time. And NF's my favorite artist of all time, by the way. No questions asked about that.
Yeah, I get that.
And I'm hoping he drops an album this year. I know he just gave us a mixtape in 2021. I'd be thrilled and super excited if he dropped an album in 2022. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would too. I like NF, but I mean,
Oh, you're gonna love NF after we get into this.
I know we are. But yeah, I'd say for my top 5 favorite albums, I have more of a diverse take compared to my artists. I have no particular order. I can't really order these. I have The Weeknd's House of Balloons, which is a project I'm pretty sure you'll fucking love once we listen to it. We have Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. I don't think Good Kid, Mad City is better than To Pimp a Butterfly. I just personally loved a Good Kid, Mad City.
But I haven't listened to Pimp a Butterfly start to finish like I have Good Kid, Mad City,
Yeah.
so I'm biased.
Well, T-Pab, it's known as one of the best rap albums of all time. When you listen to it, you'll realize that immediately. It's amazing. Then we have Earl Sweatshirt, Some Rap Songs. I think personally one of the best rap albums of all time. We'll get more into it once we get into our discography dive. But and then we have Alec Benjamin, narrated for you. And Alec Benjamin, he's a pop artist.
Would you say that's your guilty pleasure?
Oh no, he is for sure.
Yeah, if you
no,
had to
he
pick,
is.
yeah.
I really shit on Playboy Cardi and his baby voice, but Alec Benjamin, it's not a baby voice per se, but he has a higher pitched voice than most dudes. His voice is just so soothing, so calming, and Narrate for You is an amazing project with some pretty decent songwriting. There's a lot of great songs on there, a lot of good stories. And then we have my fifth album, My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade, which is definitely the outlier of everything we've said. I personally think it's one of the best concept albums of all time that I've heard of, and one of the best rock albums I'll probably hear in my lifetime. So, yeah, that's all my favorite albums, man. All right.
So, yeah, there's that. I mean, we kind of wanted to give you guys a feel of what me and Aaron like personally. And
yeah, we'll both be testing each other's, kind of calling our bluff on each other. We're going to be playing a 1-second snippet of every song on our favorite albums. 2 this episode. We'll have 3 on the next podcast episode. And we're just going to see if we can guess the songs by 1-second snippet. So that'll be interesting. We'll get into that after we talk about the new Saba album because, dude, I'm so excited
this album's actually so good.
This album, I don't want to highly praise it yet, but it's up there. It's amazing.
For someone I've never listened to, I'm blown away by it.
It's a crazy album. Crazy good album, and we have a lot of good things to talk about. We're going to be going track by track, talking about our first thoughts on each song that we wrote down when we listened to the album originally. So, yeah, let's just hop right into it, man.
Yeah, so track number 1, we have Free Samples featuring Chefly.
Chefly.
Now, Aaron, kind of give us your thoughts on this first intro track.
Yeah, my first note says it's a lo-fi feel. I mean, it really sets the tone for what the album's going to be. It's an intro track, so very peaceful, very serene. That's what I felt the whole time listening to this album. Excluding the banger tracks, I got a little bit more hype to those, but we'll talk about those in a sec. When I've had some experience with Saba, I mean, I've listened to a few of his hit songs before, mainly Busy and Sirens, Prom King, and those are the 2 main songs I bump and I have in my rotation actually to this day still. But when his verse kicked in, I heard his voice. He sounds so much more different, and that's something we'll get into more with the different tracks. He has one of the most versatile voices I've heard in a while.
Oh my gosh, you would think it was 20 different people.
Literally.
Just because of how unique his voice can get.
And his vocals are good.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He has an amazing voice. It's crazy how this hip-hop artist transitioned to more of this R&B music, and he kind of nails it on the dot, and it's absolutely insane how he does that.
Yeah, if you're done, I'm going to go ahead and jump in. This verse kind of gave off a Childish Gambino vibe to me originally.
Oh, God, here come the comparisons.
I know.
The one thing he told us not to do.
Dude, it's hard not to compare. I mean...
We can say he sounds sounds like him, but this is Saba. It's crazy how he sounds like all these artists. And we're not comparing him to any of these artists. We're just comparing his vocals and his sound and what it reminds us of.
And I think if you're so unique and versatile in your voice, you're gonna be compared to people. It's inevitable. And that's just kind of how I felt with this song. He sounded like Gambino a lot in this song.
That's not a bad thing at all because it just shows how versatile his voice is and how amazing his vocals are.
Yeah, and I think the whole story of this song to me was how much of a family man he is and how he never forgets his roots. He's really Chicago grown. And I think it kind of fits in with the modest tone of this song, just where he came from, and he's never going to forget where he came from. And I like artists that never lose their humbleness.
Yes, that's the word.
So I really like that about him for sure in this track.
Yeah, and the thing is, throughout the album, he struggles. He's had struggles with remembering the ones that his family and the ones that brought him up in his hometown. He's had struggles with all of it, and he's kind of talking about it in a lot of these songs. That's the main concept of this album, something that I had trouble figuring out at first because I thought it was going to be a more conceptual storytelling album. In reality, it's just a bunch of his experiences as growing up in this Chicago town, and he puts it all in his music, all of his struggles, his fears, and all of that. And I think it's just really interesting in general to hear what he has to say. So
absolutely. So on to track number 2, One Way or Every with a Budget.
Yes.
I'll kind of go ahead and go in. I really liked the guitar and chorus. How well they sounded together was.
Is it a guitar or is it a bass?
Either or,
I
wrote down guitar.
I think it's a bass. Okay. I think that the notes are too low pitch for a guitar. I can't tell, but it's dirty. It's
either way,
amazing.
It sounded great together. I really liked the transition from verse 1 to the chorus. It was super smooth. It was really nice. Mm-hmm. And the verses definitely had me head bopping. I mean, right away, they had me head bopping for sure. And just overall, it was a great feeling vibe on this track. I think this was not one of my favorite songs, but it's not a bad song by any means at all. So
Oh yeah, no, this is one of my favorites off the album. I don't know if you knew that or not, but
really,
I think just with that bass line that just progresses throughout the song, just the production in general, very subtle, it's very serene, even with that bass line, like it's crazy how good this production is. And Saba, he destroys this track I think he does. Like his chorus is amazing, very hooky melody to it. And I like the concept of the song too, and like how he's talking about all this careless spending and that he's gonna do when he gets this money. All it shows really all like his dreams of like trying to grow up and get this money so he can get out of Chicago, this broken downtown, something like that. He has a crazy flow on the first verse, even on the second one. The transitions from the verses to the choruses are just flawless. And one of my notes is, does he ever breathe? He has some crazy flows at the end of the first verse that just made me think like, wow, like I can't find a point where he breathes. It's kind of hard, but this track, it shocked me. It wowed me, especially on first listen. And since we listened to it, which was like what, 5 days ago, I think, 4 maybe, I don't remember.
did we listen to it the day after it dropped, or was it?
It was a couple days after.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's a little under a week.
Yeah, it really grew on me since then. It's definitely one of my favorite tracks of the album.
Do you have, by the way, do you have your like the emojis by these songs? Or?
I can tell you, I had
Okay.
the emojis memorized. This is a gold heart for me.
Oh, yeah.
Free samples, it was just added into my library. No emoji.
Yeah, I didn't circle free samples. I didn't circle this song either because I tried to keep it to a minimum.
Really?
I think I circled 6 songs. I'll have to look at that, but
I do have a lot of gold hearts, so I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Like, this album's amazing, and we're getting more into it. So.
I'm gonna try to be picky with what I circle. I mean, if I could circle probably this whole album if I really wanted to, but I'm gonna keep it to it.
And that's the thing with this album; it just flows so well together. It sets the tone perfectly, and it really puts you in this feeling, and this feeling of sereneness and peacefulness just listening to this album. Like, there's a song where it has birds chirping in it, just like kind of setting the scene. It's like you're waking up and you're
Isn't that
hearing the birds
2012?
chirp.
I love 2012.
It's 2012, yeah. We'll get into that more later, but let's move on to the next track.
Track number 3, Survivor's Guilt featuring G Herbo.
Oh man, this song hit me. This song hit me immediately. It's such a... Now, the production isn't as detailed, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this is made to be just, a banger track, but I really like what he has to talk about in these banger songs in the first place. It's not just like, profit off these songs, put them on TikTok, get your name out there. He has meaning behind these songs. So that's one thing I really like. The bass is boosted. The chorus gets stuck in my head. Dude, that chorus is crazy. It's just so hype, man.
Can we agree this is the slapper song of the album? Can we, though? Like,
It is a slapper.
Yeah.
But I think this and Stop That are very equal, in my opinion. I love both songs.
I think this song, well, I mean, we can talk about it, but I think this song is better than Stop That. I mean, I
can make the case, too.
Yeah.
It grew on me recently. That's the thing.
Not better, but, like, more of a
hit. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I get that. And one more thing before I move on. G Herbo. I don't know if you ever heard him before.
I have. I've heard him in features.
What is your opinion on him? Like, what do you think about him in his verse here?
I kind of like it more the more and more I listen to it.
Yes.
I mean, I think originally I was like, whatever.
Why so?
I don't know.
Is it because he goes offbeat a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's just different than what you get from Saba.
That's his style. I mean,
I didn't know that. I like it. I like it a lot.
I feel like he adds more to the track. I feel like his off-kiltered flow kind of works here in the situation. He has his own verse, and just with the tone of the track being more of a banger song, I think he fits perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if lyrically he's not as good as Saba, I think he still has an entertaining verse, and yeah, that's all I gotta say about this song.
Yeah, so I mean, you hit a lot of it on the dot. I love the flow switches in the song. I love the verses. Verse 2 is insane. The transitions are flames. And the takeaway I got from the song, he kind of feels guilty leaving his struggling family behind.
Yeah, and
it's upcoming, and then he owes it to them to be successful so he can come back and help them out. And I really like that,
Definitely.
Especially in a banger song. I feel like a banger song has no meaning or no powerful message, and he still works in a message into a song that is going to be played by me over and over and over again.
Exactly. It's crazy because you're going to have a song like this, you're going to be playing over and over again in your car or something like that. You're going to have a valid message behind it, and that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to drive this message into whoever's listening to it. Don't forget your roots. Always praise the ones that brought you up. So, now, did you... Stop opening your Dr. Pepper. Did you circle this song?
I definitely circled this song. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is for sure a gold heart for me. So, I mean, dude, This is a great song. It's a great banger, and it fits surprisingly decent into the album, despite it being like a more upbeat hype track. I feel like it's a nice little break, even though it's at the start. I mean, if you ever want to listen to like a song from this album and want to listen to Saba, you can always put on this song. If you're not in like a serene, peaceful mood, you just want to get hyped with your friends.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this a little earlier today, how we're going to make a playlist of banger songs from this year and just kind of have it. I think this is the song I'd put on that playlist.
It's
I really
for sure
think
going to be on it, man.
So yeah, if we're done talking about Survivor's Guilt, on to track number 4, an interlude called Circus, and you really wouldn't even think it was an interlude. I mean, it is short,
no.
but this song is this interlude is really, really entertaining to listen to. Plenty of different cadences you get from him. You get that in a lot of these tracks, but even in an interlude, you're still getting different voices and versions of Saba, which I really enjoy. And his flows and his voices and all of it. So, I mean, I really enjoyed this interlude. And I told you before we kind of got on the podcast, this is probably one of my favorite interludes that I've listened to because,
ever.
I mean, you don't really get interludes this entertaining to listen to. They're kind of just not fillers, but they either serve a conceptual purpose or they're just kind of there to put a pause in the album. I didn't feel like that was the case for this interlude at all.
Yeah, dude, I think his flow is just game-changing here. It's crazy. The fact that this is an interlude makes me kind of sad. I wish there was more to it, but, dude, he destroys this track, and his vocals here are just so nice. Like, his versatility in his voice, you hear it in the song. You wouldn't even think it was Saba, man.
Like, the opening part, you think it's, like, someone completely different. It's not even, like...
Judging from what you've heard, like, earlier in the album, you're like, this is the same guy? Like that's literally my thoughts throughout the whole album. Like,
and I know it. I asked you that, like, 15 times.
Yeah, I know.
Still Saba, and I looked up, and on Genius, it would say, it's Saba. I'm like, no way.
And that's
crazy.
something we have to praise, because, like, in this game of, like, hip-hop and R&B, you really don't hear a lot of that, And that's just crazy to hear. It really blows me away. And it's a very bouncy beat, I have a thing for swing beats. I'd count this as one. I mean... Would you count this as a banger, though, dude? I feel like this song does bang. When that kick comes in, then that bass hit comes in.
If this was a song, yeah, it would. But since it's a little shorter, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a banger.
Yeah, I get that.
So, I mean, it's a great interlude. I'll give it that, though.
Yeah, no, this has a gold heart for me. This is actually one of my favorite tracks off the album. One of mine. I think it's my top 3. I'm not going to lie.
Actually, just for the sole purpose of it being an interlude, I didn't circle it. But the more I've listened to it, I might consider it over maybe a couple of these tracks. But
I'd have to, man. I've listened to it so much. Like, since it came out, it's short. It's very sweet. I just wish it was longer. If it was longer, it wouldn't be my favorite song off the album for sure. But that's not saying it's a bad song at all. This is one of the best songs off the album for what it is.
Yeah.
In my opinion, at least.
Oh, and one more thing. Blink, motherfucker!
I was waiting for it. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, dude, that interpolation of Michael Rappaport and his strange-ass cat.
Stray cat, that's actually his cat.
Yeah, definitely,
that's so
dude.
funny, man.
That has to be the ugliest cat I've ever seen. Dude, that's crazy how... I just found it so random how he includes something like that in this. It's just crazy.
I know. It makes me wonder, like, what connection he has to it, or if he just loved that video and put
he
it
was
in
like,
there.
fuck it, I'm going to put it on my very vibe-heavy album, That's awesome. But yeah, man, it's one of my favorite songs of the album, man. All right, now on to track number 5. Yes, sir. We got Fearmonger featuring Dowd.
Dowd.
Now, what do you think about this song?
Here I go again with another comparison. I get Kendrick vibes from this song a bunch.
Oh, definitely, dude. Definitely. That's the first thing I heard immediately, especially if that pitch change nearing the end of the pre-chorus.
Yeah, I mean, definitely stood out to me right away how much this particular voice sounded like Kendrick, and really another song where you get a bunch of different voices from him, which is so interesting to listen to.
Crazy versatility, man.
And I think one thing that stood out to me was his wordplay on this track. I don't have any... Oh, that's it.
You good?
I'm biting my thing, but I don't have any lyrics written down, but I remember some that stood out. Cause, I mean, I wrote it down.
I have a few I could talk about.
Okay, for sure. And then at the end, very soothing outro to this song. I mean, overall, it was not a song I circled. Oh, by the way, I did not circle the interlude if I didn't mention that. But I didn't circle this track either. But
as good as it is, I mean,
yeah,
it's a great track. Don't get me wrong. There's so many tracks that outshine it, though, in my opinion. But this is still an amazing track, in my opinion. There's a real genius meaning like behind this song. Basically, it's just kind of Saba talking about like fears in general and how it kind of overtakes you and stuff like that. irrational fear. That's what he kind of embedded the song with, and I thought that was kind of crazy how he did that. Not crazy, but like very interesting concept. I love how he has a concept for every single song on here.
Mm-hmm.
There's not like a very defined story other than just Saba and his upbringing, you know.
Yeah.
So it's very loose and it adds room for very like creative songs, kind of like this. And like some of the lines you're like the impressive lyrics you're talking about. He says, "My career just turned to cursive. How I connect the words."
Dude, I love that bar.
That line flows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
was
sure.
listening to that earlier, and I was like, "Dang, that's a smooth bar." And that's kind of probably one I thought about when I was talking about the wordplay. But
Yeah, I think I heard one of my most like favorite ways of saying that you have a lot of money because of rapping. He says, "I made a cool off of saying a bar." That has to be
that's all in this song. That makes
Yeah.
sense then. Yeah.
That's just crazy. I've never heard anyone use onomatopoeia to describe how much money they make. That's just it's just crazy,
Yeah.
man. I love his tone down and his higher pitched vocals here. Yeah, I wrote down it sounds like Kendrick on the pre-chorus and chorus. I had to say that because like I immediately got to Pimp a Butterfly vibes off of it immediately, and yeah, no, it's a good track. I love this track a lot. I still have to give it Starry Eyes though. And you say you didn't circle it, so man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one more thing, Dowd feature. Kind of my like complaint about this album, maybe some of the features. I feel like some of them aren't needed because
He's damn near got a feature on every song.
that's the crazy thing because like he still adds so much to every song. I felt like these features would take away, or did they kind of take away from him like showcasing his vocals. I still like a lot of features though, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the Dowd features they add more like low pitched vocals to it. I think it's kind of nice, but that's my slight complaint with the album. It's the most minimal thing ever, so I'm not gonna focus on it too much.
Yeah, this definitely wasn't one of my favorite features, and that may have tied into why I didn't circle this track.
But I really like the beat, the guitar. Oh man, that guitar is dirty. Like it's just a crazy beat. I'm saying crazy a lot because this album it just blows me away how insanely good it is. I didn't expect it to be this great, man.
Yes, sir. On to track number 6 now, we got "Come My Way" featuring Crazy Bone. This is probably one of my favorite features on the
this
the
is my
track.
favorite, one of my favorite songs off the album.
Yeah, if you want to go in, go for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I like how the song kind of tackles the struggles of poverty and the idea of when you get money, you'll be good. You know, you'll be good in life, but obviously money brings more struggles, as not every rapper, but a lot of rappers have talked about. And I really like the chorus here. Saba's vocals here just flow so well. He finds many ways to write creative and catchy hooks on here. Like every hook, I find sometimes getting stuck in my head, whether it be from a feature or from Saba himself. I love the rhyme schemes and the lyricism here. And Crazy's verse is crazy. Like I can't help it.
It's
man.
crazy. I think that's why you're saying crazy so much.
It might be. This verse is amazing, and his vocals on here are just great. I love it, and this is one of my favorite features off the album for sure. One of my favorite songs off the album for sure. I gave it a gold heart. So if you kind of want to go more in depth on the song.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot more to add. I think the 3 main takeaways were his versatility again, his vocals, and then the flows and the verses. Those are the 3 main things I noticed from this song, and you really get that in a lot of these songs. So I did circle this track. It was a very interesting song to listen to, and again, I really like the feature. And there's not many features that I really liked on this album, so that's a huge benefit to me circling it for sure.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. All right.
So touching.
You want to move on to the next track now?
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, this one. We got Still featuring Black and Smino, or Six Lack if you're stupid. If you want to if you kind of want to go more into the song.
If you say Six Lack, get the hell off our channel.
If you want to go more into this, you can.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of pull up the lyrics first.
All right, I'll kind of go into it then.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think we noticed this. The transition in the song, it's pretty crazy. It's obviously not as breathtaking as The Weeknd and Take My Breath transition and Is There Someone Else transition, but it still has very calm, peaceful transitions. We kind of had to like pause for a second and realize if this was a new song or not, you know? Like we did that a lot on this album because transitions are so smooth. I love the sound of this song just from the intro itself, and Black's chorus, I knew it had to grow on you on first, but I immediately fell in love with it. Like I think after hearing it like 3 times in the song, it was definitely a standout chorus for me. Remember that one song I showed you by Saba called Busy and Sirens? That amazing song transition, or beat transition. I'm getting busy vibes from here. Like, there's kind of like the style of this song. And there's another song on this album that gives me Sirens vibes, which we'll go into more here in a second. But basically, the concept of the song, Saba questions whether he's truly being himself or just wearing a costume, you know. Staying with the theme throughout the song, Smino's verse is pretty well constructed, too. I like how he mentions Stillium Shakespeare. I think that's peak wordplay. I mean,
Stillium.
with all of the still said in this song, you know, finds a way to add. He mentions his verse was wrote in stone. I like that. It may be kind of geeky and out there, but I like that line. Yeah, and one thing I also have to note before we move on to your thoughts, if you want to talk to me about this. Throughout the song, we were noticing like these vocal snippets from this person at the end or intro of certain songs, and we were just kind of wondering throughout the whole album, who is this? Like, could this be Saba's uncle who passed away after he released? I think it was before actually. He released his 2016 project, Bucket List Project. Like, who is this guy? And that's something I thought Saba would unpack more in the album, but I think he leaves it to the listener to like listen to what this guy's saying instead of who this guy is, and that's something I had to learn throughout listening to the album. So
Yeah, I wrote down if he was the cover guy.
that's what I was wondering too.
We never really got an answer to who the guy on the cover was, and that's kind of what I'm taking away from it. Was you think it was his uncle?
It could be, maybe
Yeah.
not. It just depends on when that picture was taken, because you know his uncle passed away a while ago. So
Yeah, so kind of my thoughts on this track. I really like the transition from "Come My Way" into this track. It was really
definitely.
smooth, as I said in my notes.
smooth.
And you really just never get bored with any of his verses. His verses, I mean, at least yet in the album, and I really don't think as we go through, you really get bored with any of it just because of how unique and versatile his voice can get.
Exactly.
It can hit so many pitches and flows and so many crazy different just things. I mean, that it leaves me speechless. But, and yeah, you mentioned this. I didn't like the Six Flag or the Black chorus at first.
Who?
At first.
No, I'm talking about who's Six Lack.
Six Flag.
Get the hell off this channel.
It's Six Flag.
Gosh, man.
I didn't really like his chorus at first, but it definitely grew on me, and especially as I kind of got a feel of the meaning of the track. I feel like the whole concept is him being successful in upbringing, but he still doesn't want to forget his roots. And I feel like he's trying to get off the meaning, like he's still this person. He's still the same guy that grew up in Chicago, and he's never going to change from that. And I think having Black have that in the chorus and really give off that message is really powerful. And that's kind of something I picked up on the past couple of days that I've listened to it.
Definitely.
That the title of this track really is really fitting.
Steel.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely circled this song.
Yeah, I had this as a Starry Eyes originally, but I gave it a gold heart because it just grew on me at more every listen. More like this album, I realized the potential like of how good this album could be at first, but I didn't realize how great this album could be. So I gave it a gold heart.
Yeah, I mean, the Smino verse, I really didn't touch on that, but it was solid.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I'll give it solid status, but
Definitely.
he's kind of a different artist. He's definitely unique. I'll give him that, but
Yeah, have you heard his more higher pitch rapping? He has a song with Isaiah Rashad called Claymore, and Smino literally you wouldn't think it was a dude. I thought it was a girl for the longest
Really?
time. I think in one of my album reviews I wrote on my website, I mentioned he was a girl or like her. I was saying her and she pronouns stuff like that.
And it was
It's
him,
a dude. It's a dude. I'll have to show you eventually, but I think the viewers kind of know more about Smino than we do. But I thought his verse was pretty solid, like you said. So I mean, yeah.
yes, sir. On to track number 8 now, we got A Simpler Time featuring Mariba. I wrote down again, it's just crazy to me. I mean, off of first listen, that's what I have my notes based off of, but it's just crazy to me how he can switch up his voice, man. I'm going to keep saying that over and over, and I think that's a standout of that album is how unique and, I keep saying unique and versatile. I mean, I can't think of any other words, but
Yep.
just how he can change up his voice this many ways. It's so intriguing. And then the chorus, another comparison here. I know he doesn't really want to be compared, but it's hard not to with all these switch ups. He sounded like Miguel to me a little bit.
That's a good comparison, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I love Miguel choruses in a lot of tracks. Miguel is definitely a really good vocalist.
and one of your favorite J. Cole tracks is Power Trip, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Miguel destroys that track.
Yeah,
for sure.
He destroys a lot of choruses, so that's a really good compliment, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then the Mariba feature was actually really touching, really powerful. she really preaches equality in her track and hits it with really good vocals. So I mean, overall, I circled this song and I really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, no, Mariba was it's probably my favorite feature off the album. Maybe
it's up there. Yeah,
there's one that could compete with it, I think, but this song's amazing. It's at first I noted down it was kind of frantic, but it was also chill. Like, you know, it's like I had to be very mindful listening to it over and over again because I originally thought it was kind of more a chaotic song, but in reality it's just so serene.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way how he puts all these instruments together and just makes this beautiful piece of work is astounding to me. And I think it's awesome how he produces a lot of his own stuff. I don't know if you knew that. Like, that's crazy to me.
I did not. Yeah,
I
was gonna ask you who the producers were because the production on this is really insane too. So
yeah, I think having like the song, like the artist doing your own production. I think that's like a talent in itself. When you know what you want, you can make it. Like, you know, you can make that yourself. You don't have to have someone else make something for you, and then you flow on that. He makes his own stuff. I find that crazy, man.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, dude, like the song title mentions, it focuses on simpler times, and they both reflect on these simpler times, these moments in their lives. And I think Mariba's verse is super heartfelt. It's very, I wouldn't say sad, but just a little depressing verse. It's really good though, and even though this song came out literally a fucking week ago, dude, it's very nostalgic. And there's another song on here that's very nostalgic. We'll talk about here in a sec.
I kind of sorry to cut you off. I kind of like how it's like a cry for help. Honestly, like she's preaching like wanting black equality, and we just haven't got there yet. And I really like the kind of cry for help and the modest, the sad in her voice. So yeah, I thought it was a really great feature.
Still an ongoing problem. I mean, it sucks to see, but I really like just the awareness. Any awareness, in my opinion, to something like that is
step in the right direction for sure.
Definitely, and obviously it will take more to do more. That's just how it is. Like, you can't just keep preaching, and expect something to come out of it, but it really brings awareness.
Yeah,
it really brings people to your cause and to the cause in general. So yeah, I gave it a gold heart.
Yeah, I circled it like I said. So
for sure,
really a top song on this album for sure. Now on to track number 9, we have Soldier. The fuck?
Soldier?
Now on to track number 9, we have Soldier featuring Pivot Gang. Kind of my thoughts. I didn't have much on this, but
yeah,
the chorus screams Kendrick.
Oh man.
The verse screams. You kind of said this, I think. Andre 3000.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. It's the versatility. It's just like.
And I just said Saba screams versatile. I mean, what else can you say? I mean,
literally.
This isn't a song I circled just because I kind of had to narrow down my list, but it was still a great song. I mean, and the theme of what we're talking about is how interesting his voice can be with all of these switches, and this is another track that does it very well.
It's insane, man. I mean, like I noted featuring Kendrick Lamar. Pause, because it just screams Kendrick, man. Like, it literally does, and I'm like, I don't even know, why does he sound like Andre 3000 on the first verse?
He could have put Soldier featuring Kendrick and Andre 3000. If I wasn't looking at the lyrics, I would have been like, oh yeah, Andre 3000 is in the chorus and. Or no, Kendrick's in the chorus and Andre 3000's in the verse.
Yeah, I know, the most versatile rapper I've ever heard. Like, I'm not like bluffing when I say that. This is crazy. I haven't heard a rapper since Kendrick have this many vocal switch ups and just crazy flows and different voices and a great singing voice. I think something Kendrick may lack on, Saba has. I hate making the comparison to Kendrick because Saba's his own artist, and he deserves all the credit he gets. So I'm going to kind of give him that here. I think he eats the first verse up, or his verse up in general, I think Pivot Gang, the feature here, I think they perform well. Who was the guy here?
You get like 2 different verses from 2 different people, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Pivot Gang. Saba's part of Pivot Gang, which is one thing I didn't know.
Oh, really?
This track, yeah. Because, his YouTube handle is Saba Pivot. I didn't realize it was part of Pivot Gang. It was Joseph Chilliams. I remember you were talking about that name. I thought that was very interesting.
Joseph Chilliams.
I think maybe my only complaint from the song is watching my back like my ass getting fat.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was definitely the worst line of the whole album.
And that's not even a bad line. I mean, it's silly. It's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it just doesn't fit with the whole vibe of the song, but the rest of his verse, it's nice. His rhyme schemes are great. I love the Sean Kingston reference. These girls out here got
Yes, sir.
like beautiful girls. They have dudes suicidal. Love that. There's a nice little bridge with MFN Mello, who I assume is part of Pivot Gang. It's just very soothing. And that's literally all I have to say about this track. I gave it a gold heart.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I did not circle it, like I said, but definitely one I considered. And absolutely, I considered all of them. So
Yeah, for sure, man.
now on to track number 10, we have "If I Had a Dollar" featuring Benjamin Earl Turner.
All right, let me go in on this track because
Go for it.
this is probably my contender for favorite song on the album, and I have it as a star right now. And star is like
Top of the top.
it's the top. Like some of the best songs I've ever heard. Some of my favorite personal songs. This is an amazing song. The reverb on the melody. You know what reverb is? Adds like wetness to like an instrument or something like that.
Yeah, I know what reverb
I
is.
hope you do because that's a term I'll be using a lot to describe a lot of things.
Yeah.
Since I occasionally produce music, but it is so nice. It is perfected well. The versatility on this man, like we mentioned so many times before, absolutely insane. Just that production in general, it really hits. It really hits you. The chorus and the intro by Saba, his vocal changes, so catchy. I can't even describe it in words. You have to listen to it. Like, that's literally it. And that beat drop on the first chorus. That first verse has to be my favorite Saba verse off the album. There's just so much that adds up, and it just makes the song so amazing. And Benjamin Earl Turner, probably my favorite feature off the album.
He had a great verse.
Oh, dude, like, just in general, like, his vocal switch ups. Then again, I'm gonna mention Kendrick, even though we're not comparing Saba to Kendrick or his voice to Kendrick, but he has that Kendrick like voice, and that's something you don't see even from a feature. Like, you really don't see that a lot. You get to see a lot of inspiration taken from this man, this influential figure. I just absolutely love it, man.
He's just making bags off the word salad, He's literally doing it.
Literally, man. But yeah, this is a star for me. I hold this song highly, and I think it's gonna be my favorite song for the album.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This is my favorite song off the album.
Yeah, I had a
100%.
feeling.
This song is my just clear cut most listened to song already. And
If you want to go more into the concept of this song, I feel like you can do that because
I could try.
that's something I haven't touched on. Unless you like don't have any words for it, I can probably.
I feel like "If I Had a Dollar" every time I failed. I mean, just kind of states he's made so many mistakes in his life, and he's still pushing forward.
Definitely, I love that. I love how he's not afraid of failure, and he knows that he's failed a lot, and
he's kind of bragging with it too. He said, "I'd be rich," because he kind of is. I mean, he's failed, and he's still at this point in his life. So I really like the concept. I love the production on this album. The beat drops into the chorus is absolute flames. The beat drop into the middle of the chorus, and I think it's the second chorus, you get that huge beat drop in the middle of the chorus.
Yeah, that's
absolute flames again, and the chorus in general, just the whole song is perfect, and I really like the Turner feature as well. I thought it fit really well, and I liked his voice. I liked his vocals in this song a lot, and it complemented Saba really well.
Oh, insanely well.
I could talk about this song for a few more hours probably, because I've literally listened to it probably five, 6 times a day, and I've done that for the past few days, so... And it hasn't got old yet. So this is definitely my favorite song. Obviously, I have it circled. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. And like we said, we're going to make these comparisons. It's not ever going to be disrespecting the artist. Like, in this case, at least. I mean, it just shows how versatile he is. And I can't mention that enough because we are praising him for his versatility and his crazy vocals and his range. And it just astounds both of us how great of an artist this guy is.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be compared. I mean,
yeah,
that's inevitable. I mean, he's just so different in that type of sense to where he can just be 5 different artists in the same song. Like, he's going to get compared, so.
Exactly.
Did you compare him in this song to anybody? I didn't know if you did.
Did
you say Kendrick for the
Benjamin? Feature, at least, yeah. But I don't think I had a comparison note.
Yeah, I didn't either. I mean, he's kind of Saba in this song, and that's what I like.
That's what I like, too. I think I think just Saba, I haven't heard enough of it, so that's why I'm comparing him to a lot of different artists. This is like my full first album I've listened to from Saba. I've listened to a few songs, so I had like an idea of what maybe his style would be like, but I think I had a wrong idea. And I think like that's why we're making a lot of comparisons because we don't know this artist that much, you know. But yeah, like we mentioned, great song. This is my favorite,
No, it's
both of our favorites off the album.
amazing song.
It's up there. It's one of the best songs of the year. I have a feeling.
Oh yeah, for sure so far.
Yep.
Now we can get on to track number 11. We got "Stop That." This is another contender for banger of the album. I mean,
Yes, sir.
The chorus, what would you kind of describe that beat as? I mean, in the chorus, that beat's just
Whoa.
it's just electric.
Whoa.
I mean, that's
Whoa.
all you need to say. Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean that might be a minor complaint for this song, but it's still a hype chorus. That's literally what the point of it is. And I can kind of push away that hype chorus, you know, and focus more on the verses and how in depth and amazing they are lyricism wise.
That's what I wrote down. I mean, as hype as the song is, the verses are the standout of this song, to me at least.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Saba mentioned like really the more meaning of this track because it goes more in depth than we probably think. I'm quoting on Genius right now from Saba. I feel like more often than not, we let our own judgment of ourselves knock our confidence off before anyone else even offers any feedback. Our own insecurities ring really loudly in our heads to the point where we make ourselves smaller before giving anyone else the chance to. And this is something he found himself beginning to do over the years. And I just kind of find it crazy how a banger track like this has so much meaning and how he put his heart into it. And people are going to be playing this shit over and over again in their cars, and they're going to be hearing this message, and it's going to be driven. You know, that's what I love about this concept of making these sort of hype songs have this deeper meaning. It's something trap will never do, obviously, and something other banger songs I don't think will do, you know?
Yeah, I'm just kind of reading through some of these lyrics, and I love this lyric. It just flows so well. When you hit the mattress, imagine a mansion. I feel like a madman amassing the vein living.
Oh, no, that flow. I was about to talk about that
switch,
flow.
yeah, I mean...
When he goes into that flow, I go crazy. Like, I mean, that's just such a crazy line in general. And his flow in the song's unmatched. His cadences, that's the word, cadence. It's crazy on this track, and it really shows, you know?
It's crazy fucking for sure, yeah. I mean, this is definitely a song I circled. I think this is the last song I circled. Yeah, this is the last song I circled.
Really?
I'll give you that, yeah.
Damn.
I know. And I probably have a feeling for what you're thinking. I mean, really the last 3 tracks. I mean, like I said, all of these songs can be circled, but I tried to cut it down. It's definitely hard to do.
This is a gold heart for me for sure. I'm leaning towards more of this track as my favorite banger song of the album. As much as I love Survivor's Guilt, I think this track makes it for me.
I think what stands out is the chorus in Survivor's Guilt's a little better, but the verses in this track are a little better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But they're still banger tracks, but at the same time, they're giving off a powerful message, I think.
Definitely.
So I can see your point for either.
That's what makes both of them gold hearts for me. They're just both amazing songs. And they fit in so many realms that not a lot of artists can really master. So, yeah.
Now on to track number 12, we got Make Believe featuring Fouché.
Fouché.
The accent gives it the A. It's French, motherfucker.
All
right, anyways, on to this track. I'll kind of go in first. I love him preaching in the lyrics and how he's talking over this in such a soothing beat. I really like artists that can just get one beat, write it out for the whole track, and just like talk and preach and give off the message they're trying to give off. And I think this is a song you definitely get it in. The beat pickup, I don't remember what point in the song it was. It kind of opened my eyes. I think it was kind of in the middle of the track because I was just kind of sitting here listening to what he's trying to say, and the beat picked up for sure, and we talked about that earlier. It's kind of that instrumental break. The instrumental solo is really, really sweet, and it was really enjoyable to listen to. It's kind of unique in terms of what we got for this album. We didn't really get a break like this from an instrumental standpoint for the production. So definitely a song I wanted to circle, but I think when it came down to it, I just left it off.
Yeah, and I mean, I really like how Saba kind of shows his neglectfulness while he's trying to like chase his dream and do this music stuff to the ones he loved, especially his mama. I mean, he mentions his mom a lot on the first verse, or is it the chorus? I think it's the chorus. Yeah, he talks about.
This is the track where his mom intros.
I think. Yes, yeah, it is.
It's your mother yeah.
Wow, man. I didn't know that. That's crazy, but yeah, like you hit a lot of it for me. I like the chill vibe here and just kind of the violins when they hit you. It's absolutely insane. It really hits you in the heart. Very heartfelt track, you know. Seems like a turning point in the album, you know. Like he kind of realizes, even though he's kind of talking about it primarily throughout that whole album, I feel like this is the song he wrote, and he was like, I need to give appreciation to the ones that love me and help me come up, you know. And yeah, I was talking to Cory on the outro when Fouché came in. I said, that's Saba, by the way. See if he'll believe me. I'm pretty sure he did.
I would have believed it after everything we've heard. I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's Saba.
Yeah, but I mean, Dowd actually kind of comes in the interlude here, drops his vocals. I mean, I'm not going to say they're not needed because it really adds more aesthetic to the track. And that's why I feel like I can pass for his feature here. And Fouché with this outro, it's beautiful. I mean, very short and sweet. I just love the Fouché.
Bobby Fouché. Insert Bobby Boucher picture. Gotta have it.
All right, I'll keep going. Yeah, but like I said, it's really short and sweet and has a lot of meaning behind it, obviously. I gotta grow into these shoes. I got a lot to lose now. I made all these things tangible. That's why I can't fuck with these make-believes. I just love that. Love how she starts that with...
Mm-hmm.
Artist is a she, right? I remember right correctly. Yeah, for sure. But I love it, dude.
I gotta grow and... Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, what did you have? Did you star this?
I gave it a starry eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
I do like this track still. I think it's over Fearmonger. This is probably my favorite starry-eyed track, even though I only have 2 of them on this album, which is insane. 12 tracks out of 14, I have gold hearts, and 1 is a star. You know?
I was gonna say it's gonna make it interesting when we dive into our personal favorite albums, how we're gonna like star and circle these songs, because I'm gonna cut it down to half at least, and then
He'd be surprised. I think for maybe one of my favorite albums, I don't have a star. No, I think I have a star for every single favorite album. Like, I have a favorite track off that album
yeah.
that I hold highly compared to others. But, I mean, compared to some of my other favorite albums, I will have a bunch of stars because a lot of the songs I grew up with and stuff like that. And a lot of songs grow on me, and I absolutely adore those tracks. And, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to do for sure down the line. But now we can get on to the last couple tracks here. Track number 13, we got 2012 featuring Day Wave.
And I've got everything I need.
Yeah, this is one of the more peaceful and enjoyable tracks I think you get on the whole album, with the bird chirps into the intro of this track.
Yes.
And we really get a storytelling Saba here, which we really don't get much of, if at all, up to this point.
From the things I've heard, I adore storytelling album. Or Saba. Album? Who the fuck's album? But I adore storytelling Saba because the songs I've listened to, Prom King and Busy and Sirens, storytelling Saba really is on point there. So
yeah, and the 2012 just kind of time back in his life where he's a child and he's just enjoying himself. And in verse 1, you get him talking about this crush he has back then.
Yeah.
And just kind of how that all went. And
it's very innocent, you know, kind of just back in the old days when he's talking about how he had everything he needed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, I don't think he wants to go back to the old days, but he's just reflecting on it. You know,
just
it's
reflecting,
nostalgia.
like, this is what got him here, you know, and you always got to reflect on those moments and enjoy them while they're still here.
Definitely.
And then the second verse, I kind of took it as he's talking more about the friends he had back then, and kind of what they did and what they grew up on and how they lived their life back then. That's kind of cool because I don't remember lyrically how that verse plays out.
I've got a few things talking about.
Yeah, so I'll let you talk about that, but I think it kind of gives off the Chicago vibe of like being on the streets and like what they saw and what they went through. So it's kind of cool to get this storytelling version of what Saba grew up on and the life he kind of lived. So.
Yeah, and that's something I was going to touch heavily here, especially on verse 2. He reflects on literally hanging out with his friends, playing tag in the streets in an environment like this where bodies were dropping daily. You know, like it's crazy the innocence they had even back then in an environment like that. And I really do enjoy verse 1 a lot. I love how he's kind of talking about this girl he used to bond over with music and how he had a crush on her, but he got friend zoned away. How he's always struggled to converse if it wasn't a verse. That's probably one of my favorite lines off the album. I can't relate primarily to it, but I understand. Just social interaction is always hard for most people. I mean, you know, it's just how it is. But when he's writing like with a pen, it just comes out so fluidly and so easily for him. He has so much thought up in his brain. It's when he puts it down on a paper, he kind of sorts it out and gets it together, and he makes art. Like this is shit you should put up in a museum, like he said. Like this whole album's art. This is a landmark. And Heavenly Chorus from Saba, love that. I also love him just mentioning how he gave his tapes to this girl, hoping she'd listen to him. I love that. It's just so innocent, man. Like
it sounds like the most high school thing ever. Like, hey, I made some music. You want to listen?
Yeah, literally, man. It's amazing. This song is just the other nostalgic song I was talking about earlier. Like it just brings so much nostalgia, even though it came out this year. I feel like I've been listening to a song since 2012. It's just how it is, and it really just kind of fits into my library. And I love this track, man. I gave it a gold heart.
Really, I did not circle this, but
if you had to, would you? Like if you weren't like limiting yourself,
bro, I'd probably circle all but one or two of these. I'm not gonna lie, but that's kind of the point. I like to narrow it down, but
I get.
Oh yeah, 100%. I would circle this if I wasn't limiting myself.
Oh yeah, no, this is a track I can see myself listening to for a while, and it's up there as one of my favorites. So this is in the contenders. My top 3. It was Interlude Called Circus. If I Had a Dollar in this song.
Really,
this song grew on me heavily.
Yeah, I really do like the storytelling aspect of it because it's really the only one you get off of this album, honestly. So I do enjoy that for sure.
I mean, we might get another one here if our last track on the album.
Oh yeah.
Few Good Things. Oh man, what was your reaction to this when you first heard it? Very long song.
Just a great outro and title track. Just all in all, I mean, the features were pretty solid all in all, and I like part 3. That really stood out to me the most. The instrumentals were such a great fit with Saba's voice and the message he was trying to get off for the outro track. And overall, I did enjoy it. I didn't circle it, but great outro track all in all for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I love when Saba goes 7 minutes on a song. I saw this on Twitter. He usually goes off. With Prom King, we listened to that song. The storytelling, it's one of the best storytelling songs I've heard. I'm not saying that lightly either. Like I'm being serious. Like if you compare him to J. Cole and Kendrick, that's a crazy song. And I literally said 7-minute song, gonna be a slapper. It's gonna be great. It is kind of a storytelling song in a way. He's talking in the first verse primarily about how, the turf he grew up in, stuff like that. And what did he say? What did he say at the end of every verse? Bad things come in 3, good things come in fuse. Yeah, I love that. How he ends kind of every verse off part 1 with something like that, Yeah, I think one of my favorite lines off of this song, maybe off the album, is when he's talking about they're repping the blocks like the taxi wars, but the thing about turf is that it never actually grows. Like that line is just crazy. I mean, I love what he's saying here. It really sets the tone of the first or second verse. What is your opinion on Black Thought? He's part 2 of this whole song.
I liked it a lot. I mean, I don't know how you felt about it, but
dude,
I liked his flow and kind of how it fit in with the beat of the whole song.
Especially when it changes on part 2 and he kind of just flows over it.
And I like the parts. I like how
he puts it up in sections.
3 different parts. Yeah.
That's the most interesting thing about these like long songs that Saba puts out. One thing I noticed was his vocabulary, and it made me wonder. Like I never heard Black Thought before, so I kind of looked more into him. He's a not an old head, but he's been in the game for a while. Like he's been here for a while. So I mean, yeah, I just noticed that his vocabulary was top tier. Like literally, look at these words: abuelas, capera, operetta, acapella.
Just how he rhymes.
How he rhymes these words that like you wouldn't ever think to use in a line. You can tell he's been doing this for a while, and he drops an amazing verse here. I keep saying this. I feel like I'm a broken record player on loop.
Crazy.
Not crazy, yeah, but one of my favorite features off the album. I mean, it just adds so much to it. Like,
if you had to pick a favorite feature, what would it be? Because I feel like you said the
Mereba.
I'd say Benjamin.
Benjamin Earl's second, and then Black Thought's third. But I mean, dude, like, I don't know. This song is just crazy.
What about Crazy Bones?
Stop it! I need to stop saying crazy, man. But yeah, you have anything else to say about this track? Because this song really did grow on me, mainly because of just the 3 different parts, and you get so much throughout one song, so much content, so much lyricism, a great feature, great instrumentals.
What did you?
I gave it a gold heart.
I didn't circle it. Definitely a song I always considered all of them. So
yeah, that's the thing.
This will probably get a really good rating for me. I have a feeling.
Oh no,
I really do.
I don't think you know my rating for this. because this album's amazing. This is a really good album, and we'll talk about more in our album review, but because that'll be out ASAP. I want to get that out ASAP. Stay tuned. We'll talk about it more. But yeah, man, that's our Saba, A Few Good Things, First Thoughts, and I don't think we breezed through it. I think we went in depth and gave every song a good chance because a lot of these songs deserve that. And
I think almost all of them did.
Saba is someone I'll be looking for. You know, I'll be listening to a lot more recent, like here. I'll definitely check out Care for Me, Bucket List Project, his 2 main projects before this, and I'll hate it because I'm gonna be comparing him to this project, and I'm not gonna be trying to because both the projects are different things, you know. But it's gonna be interesting, kind of seeing like how he grew and got to this position, you know, and how he's possibly dropping an album of the year. And you have Kendrick possibly dropping this year, J. Cole maybe. You have Pusha T dropping,
just
you know,
all
these big names,
yeah.
and this kid from Chicago, Saba, who we only heard him before on a Chance the Rapper song, The Chorus of Angels, you know.
I didn't even know that was him.
Yeah, because his voice was so different, dude. It's just crazy. But stop saying crazy. But yeah, dude, this album's amazing. We talked about it a lot. Let's kind of end off this podcast with a guessing game. So if you kind of want to go more in depth on what we're going to do here, you can go ahead and do so.
Oh, I don't even get to give my final thoughts on the album.
Oh, my bad. Do you want to?
Yeah, just a little takeaway. I
thought I was the final thoughts guy.
Well, I just wanted to say...
Go ahead, man. I'm joking.
I just want to say this is kind of what we do the podcast for, to find artists like this that we haven't heard before, listen to their albums, and put them in our rotation. And Saba's going to be a guy I put in my rotation. I'm really excited to see his work. Even if we don't get an album from him for a while, I think this is going to value really well going forward.
I hope he doesn't have the Kendrick effect, you know. You never know. I mean, he might not drop something in 7 years.
I don't think he will.
I think he's going to, after this album blows up, there's going to be a chance it'll blow up. I think it deserves that. I think people are going to give it the praise it deserves. I think he'll be in the spotlight more than he should. Not more than he should, more than he already is. Mm-hmm. You know, because I think he still is in that spotlight. He's very underrated.
Definitely underrated. I'm excited to see where he goes with his career. So, yeah, let's get into this guessing game. So, I picked 2 albums off of Aaron's list, and he picked 2 albums off of my list. So, how this is going to work, we're going to pull up the album, we're going to shuffle it, and we're going to play 1 to 2 seconds of the start of it. And our job is to guess what song it is in the first 2 seconds. And if we get it, we'll tally a point, and if we don't, we won't. And then we'll see who can get the most with these albums. So this is going to be kind of something fun to do for us to kind of switch it up a little bit. So
yeah,
you want to go first? Should I?
I'll go first. I'll do NF The Search first.
Okay.
I actually haven't listened to this album like fully. All right, so I'm just gonna play it off my phone. I'll play 1 to 2 seconds, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Okay. That's time.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say it. Damn, that's short. But yeah, that's time. All right, let's do it.
Only.
Yeah, I feel like you would know that one for sure.
I know that voice.
That's the song I know off his album. It's a great song.
That's a great song, dude. I mean, you don't get many bad songs at all from NF.
Yep.
If any, so. Leave me alone.
You knew from the phone call.
Yeah,
wow.
I love that phone call because every time it plays, I feel like I have a phone call. Like if I'm listening,
really?
Yeah, if I'm listening in my car, I'm like, oh, someone's calling me. Nope, it's just leave me alone.
Leave me alone. That's the song I know off his album too.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna be doing an NF discography dive, so
100%, baby.
Oh yeah, man.
We gotta have that.
I am excited for that. I tried doing that a while ago before I even started listening to albums heavily, and I couldn't sit through it. I don't know what it was. I don't think I had that mentality like I do now to like listen to music. So I'm gonna be really interested to see how this goes. So yeah. Uh-oh, he's stumped. He's stumped. It's not Nate. It's not. It's Thinking.
Damn it.
Thinking. All right, so you got that one wrong.
That's brutal.
Yeah, that's brutal. It's tough. All right, here we go.
My Stress.
Yes, sir.
If I would have missed that, I would have had to burn all my NF hoodies because that'd have been bad. That's one of my favorite songs ever.
You're 4 for 5 right now.
If I miss any more, I'm not a fan.
It's okay. I'm gonna play a snippet in the middle of the song.
What does that mean, Nate? I've been...
The Search.
Yes. Oh my God, if you don't miss that one.
Just came in, you would see that coming. That's like one of the hardest NF songs ever.
All right, I gotta let an ad play so I can continue playing my music. So
So you can just use mine if you want.
probably should have, but it's whatever. You have Spotify Premium, right? Have you looked into the Spotify kind of controversy of Joe Rogan, and you haven't? Well, there's a video that resurfaced of Joe Rogan saying a bad word, N-word. You're not supposed to say that. It was a video of him just saying it over and over again, man. It was bad, but a lot of artists are taking their music off Spotify. Some old heads, like Neil Young. Not old heads. That's a fucking hip hop term. Neil Young.
Older artists.
Yeah, Neil Young's an old head because Joe Rogan was talking about COVID, saying some controversial things about it, and not a lot of people like to hear about that because some of these artists live through polio.
Damn it, Joe.
Yeah, I know, man.
Don't give Apple any credit. Spotify's the GOAT music platform, baby. Come on.
Dang it. Okay.
When I grow up.
Yes, sir. Right now, you are
So when there's
6
one-
for 7.
That's so bad that I missed that song, but those two sound the same.
Yeah.
Like this, that's my favorite song.
Really? Is it actually nice?
That might be one of my favorite songs of all time.
Like this?
That'll be kind of fun. A fun little thing. Gathered together. I have a top 50 quote unquote of songs all time, but
for
it's
you.
it's kind of gonna
It's
change.
gonna
a
change,
bunch,
definitely.
dude.
Yeah.
Especially with this podcast. So
All right.
the time.
Yep.
I thought we already did time.
We did not.
I thought it was the first one.
Oh shoot! No, we did. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Well, there's a time edit and a time. So
That's probably why. Yeah,
you're good.
I saw it was a different name. It's whatever. Well, we're not counting that one. Okay, here we go.
Trauma.
Yes, sir.
That's actually the worst song on that album.
You think so?
And that's probably one of the only songs I'll bash from NF, on any of his albums.
Why so?
It's just such a slow, the whole album is kind of up in pace and tempo.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that song, it does have a powerful message, but it's just not a song I'd listen to.
Okay.
I'm not hating. It's still a pretty good song in
Yeah, I
terms
was
of
about to say.
the message.
I feel like I like the piano obviously right off the start. So I mean.
It's just such a down song. You have to be in a mood.
Yeah.
I can listen to any NF song and be in any mood, but that's a song you have to be in a certain mood.
What about "Paralyzed" by NF? That's the saddest song. I've
Yeah,
heard.
but that song's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Okay.
That's Nate.
Yeah, I would say I let a little bit more play out.
How did I mix that song up
With thinking, I don't know, man.
I don't know why I thought those were more similar, but okay, let's go.
My most...
Is that the interlude?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's a powerful interlude, bro.
Really? What does he talk about primarily in it?
I mean, just reaching fame and how his mental health was still impacted. He reached this point in his life and he finally got to the top and he still wasn't happy with it. I mean, that's kind of what.
That's interesting. That's
his
what a
main
lot of his
message
music
is.
is about, especially on this album. I assume, right?
Yeah, I mean, his mental health is his number one focus in a lot of his music, and then he finally gets out of it, or he thinks he gets out of it with all the success and money and fame, and he really just kind of sitting there like, wow, if this, he literally says, if this is it, then I don't know if what's left for me. So that's really tough.
That's very
It's just
sad.
him. It's just him talking in an
Yeah.
interview too.
That's crazy. Damn. All right, next song.
Let Me Go.
Yes, sir. Man, you're nailing this. How many times would you say if you listened to this album? If you had to give a rough estimate.
Start to finish,
Yes.
25.
Damn.
I mean, it's been out for a couple years now.
Yeah.
That song came out before I was in college. That album actually came out a week before I moved into Ball State, but.
Jeez, dude, it's crazy.
But I don't really go start to finish with it. I just kind of play it, just shuffle play it.
I got
So
you.
I don't know if that counts, but.
Yeah. Okay. Next
Let's
song.
go. Returns.
Oh man, you were chugging your Dr. Pepper while doing that one.
That's like top 5 hardest NF songs ever.
Really?
Like if
It's
I
a
was
song I haven't heard of, man.
if I was an MMA fighter, I'd walk out to that probably.
Okay, here we go. Next song.
Change.
Oh man.
One of my favorite, like, that's like a versatile NF song. Like he doesn't just rap, he kind of sings, and he's got a really good feature with that. So
I like that.
God, I'm giving an album review right now.
Might as well, dude. I mean, we gotta do that. Okay.
No excuses.
Damn.
I don't think I'm gonna miss.
I don't think you are, man.
I really can't believe I missed one. But I'm not surprised that that's the one I missed. So
Yeah.
all right, let's get it. Why?
Yes.
Is that on there?
Yeah. Why?
Is that actually on the album?
It is.
I didn't know if that. He definitely released that before the album. I didn't know it was on there. I did, but I didn't think it was.
Yeah.
I actually was almost stumped for a second there because I wasn't thinking about that song. Options.
Nice. That sounded just like a Weekend song I know.
This is actually the most like nostalgic, I'd say, because I remember listening to this song. I'm gonna crack open another Dr. Pepper real quick.
You're good.
Me and Blake, we were actually downstairs on the couch listening to this on the TV. We had Spotify pulled up the second it dropped.
Really?
Because we were supposed to get this album and a Chance album the same night.
Oh my
And
god.
we were so
Two of your
hyped.
favorite artists at the
literally,
time.
It doesn't get better than that, especially for Blake because he loved Chance. But we were listening to this on the couch downstairs, and this was the song that literally got us the most hype. It was just so crazy. His flow in this song's unbelievable. I miss the days.
Yes, sir.
That's probably that song just hits. I'll just leave it at that. That song hits different, bro.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next one.
Hate Myself.
Nice.
That song's better than, it's like really deep, but it's a really good song.
What's it about exactly?
He just it's in the title. He just can't be happy because he doesn't like who he is. I mean, that's just the main message, right? It's pretty much in the title.
Yeah, we got it all done. You were 19 of 20. You missed Thinking.
That's
The only song you missed. That's still impressive, either or, for a whole album.
Yeah, and if I would have thought in a little longer, I didn't want to like wait too long, but I probably could have got it.
No, I get that. Now, my turn. You get to choose whatever,
So the two albums I picked from Aaron were Narrative for You by Alec Benjamin and Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick. And you know what? Let's go Kendrick, baby.
Alrighty, you can use my phone to type down the songs if you need to. I think we might both know this album by heart. I don't know for sure about you, but
I wouldn't say by heart, but I definitely know it.
so are we gonna be doing the bonus?
The deluxe.
Oh shit, that might be the bonus tracks might be my downfall. It just
Okay,
depends.
then we won't do.
We can still do them. We can still do them. I still
Okay.
want to. I want to see if I can know them.
Let's see.
Everybody.
Yikes! I'm at a standstill already.
Over one.
Is that Sheeran? It's Art of Peer Pressure, isn't it?
The Art of Peer Pressure?
Fuck! I knew it. 0 for 1.
That's alright.
Swimming Pools.
Yeah,
That's my favorite off that album.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a song I grew up with since middle school. I mean, it's a song a lot of people can relate to. There's actually a deeper meaning behind the song that we'll probably talk about if we ever do an album review for him, so. Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
Yeah, I mean, this album is so good.
No, this album is just crazy, man.
Alright, ready?
Yes, sir. God damn it. That's one of the bonus tracks, I'm pretty sure. So,
Is it though? Is it a bonus track?
I don't know.
What the?
Oh my god, I thought you dropped Dr. Pepper. Would have cried. My floor went sticky.
Alright, 3.
No, give me time. Give me some time.
God, I didn't get this much time. I didn't need that much time though.
Well, I would have gave you all the time you needed. This is gonna be hard. Is it Black Boy Fly? What is
It was
it?
Good Kid.
That was Good Kid?
Uh-huh.
I'm pissed at myself for that one. So mad.
Alright, 2 misses. I hope I give you a layup here. I mean, I gotta give you the layups at some point because this album's fucking crazy.
It is amazing, dude. So many hits. Ah, ding, ding, ding. Backseat Freestyle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, that's a song I bumped since middle school, man. That song is.
It's two of the goats right there.
Yep. Wait a second.
Hold up, I'm thinking
No,
of.
you're thinking of another song. I know what song you're thinking about, though.
Am I gonna play it right now? Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. I get ahead of myself a lot.
Don't worry, I do
Alright.
too, man. That's Sheeran.
Yeah,
I
you could hear by the.
He does that with a lot of his, like on To Pimp a Butterfly, he has a vinyl starting. On that, he has a cassette tape starting. So I find that really interesting.
All right.
We all.
Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst.
No. Now or Never bonus track.
That's a
Mary
fucking
J.
bonus
Blige.
track. Oh man.
Yeah, I kind of gave you a tough one there.
Yeah, so I haven't listened to a lot of the bonus tracks.
I'm not gonna
heavily.
lie, you're gonna do way better than I would because I don't know the bonus on this album.
I know one of the bonuses by heart, so maybe two, but one's an iTunes exclusive.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Compton?
Yes, sir.
Nice. That's one of those tracks I was worried about too. I didn't think I'd remember, but I'm surprised I'm getting some of these wrong, man. I'm pissed.
I mean, this is probably. I mean,
If I rose.
Mad City.
I could play it for half a second and you would have got it.
Yeah, no, just that song. That song's iconic. That what that song did for hip hop is crazy.
Yeah, that's. I think that's the best song. Oh, that or Money Trees.
Money Trees is amazing.
I think that one of those two, but.
Yeah, man. Next song.
Every second.
Poetic Justice. That's featuring the one of the goats.
Yeah.
As
For
much as people
sure.
hate Drake, he's one of the most influential of all time.
Yeah, not even a question.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even care about the controversies of if he writes his songs or not.
Dude, I mean, if you listen to Nothing Was the Same, if you listen to that 3-album run, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, and If You're Reading This Is Too Late, that's one of the best
And then
3-album runs.
Views
And then
was
Views.
next. That's a fucking Mount
best
Rushmore in
four
itself.
best 4-album run I've ever seen in my life. So
All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Money Trees. That one's iconic as well. That's the one you have to know.
If you had to pick one song to listen to for the rest of your life off this album, what would it be?
I'm stuck between two. Can I say two?
Go for it.
Swimming Pools and Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd say Money Trees or Mad City, personally.
Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst is one of the
It's
best.
not the storytelling.
That's one of the best storytelling
yes.
songs of all time.
Yeah.
It's up there.
I'll let that play out a little. I mean, it's kind of a lengthy intro. This is a bonus track. I'll
That's
give you
Black Boy Fly.
that. No.
What is it?
The recipe.
That's the recipe. No, I knew. That's the one I thought I'd get, man. It's so hard when you play it from the intro, because that's the thing.
I don't want to drag it on too long.
Yeah, I don't
either,
blame you. I'm so disappointed in myself, man.
All right, ready?
Yeah. That's Black Boy
Yeah,
Fly.
it is.
Okay. No, that wasn't my favorite.
So
That
you
wasn't the
just
song.
said it.
That wasn't the song I was thinking of. I see what you're trying to do there. You're trying to trick me there, playing my guess. That's real.
Yep.
And then Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah.
I would have known Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst just by that intro. So I can't believe I guessed Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. The fucking what was it?
I
God
know
damn
that's
it.
how I felt about that one song.
Ah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, when you play this game, it really calls your bluff, dude.
You only missed 4
Really.
out of out of 15. So you were 11 for 15. That's not horrible. And a lot of them are bonus tracks.
Yeah.
So
And one of the songs I literally listen to all the time off his album, it's called Collect Calls. It's off of iTunes. It's like an iTunes exclusive, but I can listen to it through YouTube. So that I listen to that song all the time. It's one of my favorite Kendrick songs, and not a lot of people know about it. So, all right, man,
come on.
this is gonna be interesting. What we got? What we got? We have J. Cole 2014 Forest Hills Drive.
I'm gonna do so bad on this. Let me take a
You
look
think
at the
so?
track list.
Good idea. I should. I never did that with
I didn't.
I think I have
I
the
would
track
have been
list by
fine.
heart.
I'd have been fine either way if I looked at it. But
All right, we're on to our third album guessing game here. Listen to one second of a snippet. You ready for this?
let's get it.
Alrighty.
I don't.
You got it, come on.
I always stumble.
What if I say the chorus?
I know it. No.
Yes, yes.
I don't know what it's called.
Takes shots at Eminem, Macklemore, Iggy Azalea.
That doesn't help me. Saint Tropez.
No, it's Fire Squad.
Oh my god.
You knew that. You got caught. That's all. It happens, dude.
I'm not gonna nuke it on this. I told you that before.
All right. Ready for the next one?
Wet Dreams.
Yes, okay. Thank God you got that one.
Oh my goodness. I might get. If I get half.
You'll be
over half,
happy?
I'll be fine because.
All right. Whew, here we go.
Love Yours.
Yeah, I know. I need to know that one. That's one of your favorites off the album, isn't it?
Yeah, it's up there.
Definitely.
Zero 03.
It's GOMD.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Wait, cut that out, bro. I can't be doing that. At the first couple seconds, I don't. For this album, I
Yeah,
really
that's
don't
how
know
that's how it is. If you would have been to the window, to the ball,
Yeah.
bro, that happens.
And I'm trying to do it fast. I don't want to sit here and think. I just kind of want to.
You're good. I'll find things to talk about. I mean,
That's kind of embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, but dude, this game is tough unless you know
I'm trying to
the
do
album.
it like 2 or 3 seconds too.
All right, here you go. Next track.
Note to Self.
It's January 28th.
See,
Yeah.
I think with this album, the top songs make it stand out more than I think I like it.
Yeah.
I think the 4 albums I have, the top 4 are for sure, and then the 5th album was like kind of like a toss-up.
You needed like another hip hop album on there. And
Yeah.
I get that, but this is still a great album, man.
No, it is.
Just like like conceptually and like song wise, I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think we had enough time with it though, since
And we'll talk about that. We're gonna get into it with our Discog dive coming up. I think
episode 3.
that'll be the 3rd episode of our J. Cole Discog
With
dive.
that and his other critically acclaimed album, For Guys Only. So
Yes,
first we
sir.
gotta do Truly Yours, The Collection, and then Born Sinner, which will be interesting to hear. His very commercial albums I've heard.
And that'll be
So,
coming up soon for sure. So
Yes. All right. Next track. Play one more.
I'm drawing a blank, man. I always do this with this album.
Say, if you don't know by that piano melody, I don't think you will know it by track name. It's a different track from Cole in general. I like the meaning.
Oh,
behind the
apparently,
song.
fucking
Yes,
Jesus.
sir.
Oh my god.
Damn, I'm surprised he randomly got that out of nowhere. I feel like he would have gotten it by the piano melody.
It's one of his more known songs, so I was like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Goodness gracious, this song, this album.
Yeah. All right, next track.
Stumping me.
Next track.
No Role Models.
Yeah.
I was about to say
that.
that, like, regardless of what this song was gonna be, I was gonna say No Role Models. I promise you.
You said that before I even hit play.
That's the song. Like, the 2 or 3 songs that I love on this album,
Are your favorite?
Are what-
One of your favorite songs? of all
and
time.
that's what make this album top 5 for me. I think.
Those songs heavily bring it up there. Yeah, I think No Role Models is one of the best songs of all time. Hip hop genre songs. But yeah. All right, next song. Play a little bit more of this one. It's pretty tough.
Is this the intro?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It gave off an intro feel.
Yeah.
That's actually
And
not
J.
a
Cole
song.
always does that, and we know that from our Discog dive, which will hopefully be up soon once I edit it, once I have time. But next track.
Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah,
that's the other track.
That track is noticeable in itself.
Do you have a top 3 from this album, by the way?
No Role Models is first. That's hard, man.
We'll just leave it at that for now because I know we're gonna get into it.
We'll get into it once we get over this one. We'll kind of talk about it a little bit more. But next song. Play a little bit more of this one.
Hello.
Yep.
Oh, so I'm kind of just narrowing it down at this point.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice that.
All right, next track. Oh, misclick. My bad.
Oh.
GUMD. All right, next one.
Is that Saint Tropez?
No.
Have you said Saint Tropez yet?
That's 03 Adolescence.
Ah, that's actually a banger too.
Mm-hmm. All right, next track.
It's Note to Self. Is that Saint
That's
Tropez?
Saint Tropez.
Motherfucker. I'm out of here. And then the last one's Note to Self.
Yes, sir. So you already know it.
I actually did better than. Let me hear it though.
Note to self.
That's an outro. That's
Yep.
an outro for sure. Yeah. That's actually kind of what I thought I was gonna do there.
Yeah, that honestly wasn't bad. You only missed 4 out of what, 13? That's
Whatever.
not bad, dude.
What the fuck ever. That album's tough at the start.
It is. I can't believe it was Fire Squad though. That's what I thought for sure you would have had.
So last but not least, we have Aaron's second album of my choosing, Narrated for You by Alec Benjamin. So
I would say if you haven't listened to this album and you're like more interested in singer, songwriting, pop albums, I definitely suggest checking this out. Not a lot of people have heard about him, and he's one of my favorite artists. So yeah.
only 12 songs here. I've actually heard probably a third of these.
A fair
I'd
amount.
say.
I've heard probably every single track on this album, maybe 50 fucking times. Dude.
Really? Yeah.
Yes, I'm confident on this one. All right, here we go. Whew. If I Killed Someone for You.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that song primarily is just about Alec talking about changing himself for a girl and the kind of like the downfall of doing that and his relationship in general. So,
Sweet. All right, ready?
yes, sir. Boy in a Bubble.
Yeah.
The song is basically about not a childhood experience from his, but from a friend's where he was getting bullied by the day, but he didn't realize his bully was going through like shit at home with his dad drinking and stuff like that. Very, very different song from him. It's more upbeat, more kind of rap actually, which is kind of interesting. So, Let Me Down Slowly, hit a song off his album. I actually originally did not like that song as much as I did a lot of the other songs off the album, but
Yeah, that's obviously one I've heard.
yeah, it grew on me definitely. Next track. Annabelle's Homework. About Alec doing homework for this girl that he really liked, but he didn't get anything in return for doing so, and he kind of realizes that throughout the song. So,
Annabelle.
yes, sir.
Next track.
Gotta Be a Reason. Basically, an existential crisis from Alec Benjamin. I'm gonna nail this album. I have a feeling, bro.
I hope I stump you somewhere.
That's before we go on. That's probably one of my favorite songs ever.
Really?
Gotta Be a Reason. Yep.
I'll definitely listen to this album then tomorrow if I get time, which I will. But
Yep.
all right, next track.
This is where I broke my wrist.
In 1994.
God.
Yes, sir. That one stumped me. I forgot the year, but it's basically the outro track of the album. He's talking about like it's nostalgic. Basically,
Is that the year he was born?
yeah, and
So
how
he's
like all the
28.
experiences he went through. He lived through 9/11. He experienced it when he was a kid and stuff like that. And yeah, very interesting song. So
Okay.
I know the Bible.
Steve, yeah, basically a track. I'm literally just explaining, dude. Like literally just a track about wanting more than what you have, and he makes a lot of biblical references, talking about how Steve was in the story of Adam and Eve, kind of a weird concept. Definitely not one of my favorite songs off the album, but it's up there. So,
All right, let's get it.
Swim.
You're gonna kill it, aren't you?
Yeah, I have a feeling. Let's keep going. I like Swim a lot. Definitely an underrated track off the album for sure. Water Fountain, another hit song off the album, blew up on TikTok recently. Very rarely showcases his vocals in that song, his innocence and stuff like that. So yeah.
All right, we got 3 more here. Let's see.
All right. Outrunning Karma is my favorite song of all time.
You have me actually amazed right now because I really didn't know you liked this album this much.
Yeah, no.
before.
I'm trying to get the vinyls for both of his albums, but yeah, Outrunning Karma, one of my favorite songs of all time. One of the most haunting songs I listen to. It's a great track, and I definitely suggest listening to this before you listen to anything else by him. So yeah.
All right, 2 more. Let's see what I have left. You already know. Fuck.
I don't think I do.
She was 9.
If We Have Each Other, one of the best storytelling songs Alex ever put out there. Great intro to the album.
World's not. Yeah, I love
Yes,
this song a
dude,
lot.
that
I
song's
like this
great.
song a
One
lot.
of my favorites off the album for sure.
And then last but not least, I think this is it.
No, I got it. Hold on. I'm trying to put my youth in. Now I'm a witness to the death of a hero. Death of a
piece of
hero.
shit.
Oh man, you had me stumped. That's a song I don't listen to as much off of this album. I think it's my least favorite.
Wow.
It's still a pretty decent track. I mean, the lyricism isn't as great, but it's a great song. So.
Yeah, perfect 12 for 12 there for Aaron. That's
Dude,
really impressive.
You know, I listen to that album for one of my friends constantly. That's on rotation with all the Ed Sheeran we listen to, dude. So I mean, I have to know. I had to. But yeah, that's probably up there as one of my favorite songs. Like, just pop albums in general. Like it'll probably stay up there for a long time because a lot of songs are just timeless. So.
Where'd you have that album ranked out of those 5?
I think I had it at 5th, and then Weekend at 4th. No, I had Weekend at 4th, and then Alec Benjamin at... No, Weekend at 5th, Alec at 4th.
Do you think you could... That's crazy because you could name every song of the first second of your 5th rated album, but wasn't Good Kid, Mad City like your top 2?
It was in my top 2, yeah. That's the crazy thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think it just depends on, like, where I'll rank these albums on, like, what I'm listening to. And, like, now, if I'm listening more hip-hop, I'm going to have a higher opinion of hip-hop. If I'm listening more R&B, I'll probably put House of Balloons back at number 1. This top 5 alternates constantly. That's what I like about it because it has so many different varieties of genres. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, that was really fun to do. Thank you guys for watching and listening. We'll be putting out more kind of games like this and content for you guys to kind of get a break for us, diving into new albums for sure. It'll be fun for us to do going forward. So
yeah, it'll make the podcast more interesting. We're gonna think of new game ideas we're gonna be doing throughout the podcast, and once we eventually get a camera, we plan to go live, so we won't be doing recordings. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.
yes, sir.
This is A speaking.
And this is C
Signing off.